Hello, Mass Effect fans. Now, as I said in the previous video, I like to talk about things that not many people are talking about, or rather, no one is talking about. And I found a few things in Mass Effect 2 and 3 that damn near made my jaw drop. And I'm going to go across these things in order, but before I do, I want to let you know that if you have not seen Clever Noob's three excellent documentaries, I recommend checking them out. Matter of fact, when I spotted some of this stuff, I wanted to go over his videos just to see if I was repeating anything he had already talked about. And unfortunately, his videos were pulled earlier this year, and he eventually put them back up. I guess, according to him, fans had been pushing him to do that. And I'm glad they did. I haven't watched them since he's reposted them, but I just decided to do this video without going over anything he did. If I repeat anything, you just have to forgive me on that one, but I don't think I am. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about was Clever Noobs had mentioned in one of his, either the first one or the second video he did, he talked about the energy beam in Mass Effect 3. Right? The energy beam you're trying to get into is a tethering/transporter type of beam. And he says that we've never seen this kind of technology before. And at first I thought to myself, yeah, we've never seen it before. But in the most recent playthrough of Mass Effect 2, we have seen it before. It was a different purpose that the beam was being used for, but we have seen that blue and white energy beam, and it's it's in the Palos Nebula in the Dorada system. The planet is called Canalus, and you have to fight a bunch of geth in a sandstorm. And when you get to the end and you deactivate the machine, it goes to a kind of a panned out shot, and you get to see the machine, which doesn't look like something we've seen outside of Mass Effect, but we've never seen the blue energy beam. And the blue energy beam is going from the ground to the sky, and it even has the clouds swirling around the beam, just like it does in Mass Effect 3. So now the beam was being used for weather manipulation, and versus the beam in Mass Effect 3 being used as a tethering/transporter beam. So if Clever News meant that it was the uses of the beam were too different, and we've never seen that technology, tethering/transporting, that's understandable. But just the beam itself, we have seen the beam before. It was just two different purposes. And I thought that was interesting, because I thought the energy beam was something new, was something new to Mass Effect 3, and we'd already seen it before. Now, moving into Dr. Bryson's office in the Leviathan DLC. There's a picture near his bed. It's not the one above his bed. If you go upstairs, there's a picture right above his bed that I'm not exactly sure what that one is, but the one next to it looks like a cross between the dream sequences and the energy beam at the end of Mass Effect 3. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a hint. I'm not sure what it means. To me, it looks like a cross between the two. It has trees, it has the energy beam, it even has some wispy little marks on the trees that either represent the trees blowing around in the dream sequences, or the wispiness, that white wispy stuff that comes off of the beam. I don't know what it's supposed to represent. Could mean both. But it was an interesting picture to look at. I don't know what to make of it. Don't know what outside of just the combination between the two, what does it mean? It could mean that maybe the dream sequence and the ending of Mass Effect 3 have more in common than we think, but that's just my own thoughts. Now, the next part that I'm going to talk about has to do with the buzzing sound you hear in the Normandy shuttle bay in Mass Effect 3. Now, most of you don't know that this same buzzing sound, or very similar buzzing sound, is in Mass Effect 2. It has that same warbling kind of effect to it. And I'm going to play these sound effects that I've recorded in order. They're not the greatest quality in the world, but I'm going to at least tell you where you can find them, so you can do it yourself if you want to, or you can find them, or you can make a video and do it yourself. But the first one is on the planet Horizon in Mass Effect 2. It's either at the first part of the level, I have had it do it there, when Commander Shepard and Mordin are talking about the seeker swarms and the camouflage on their armor. And I have had it do it at the end of the level once you clear out those enemies in that last area. And then it wants you to activate the console to have Edie calibrate the Guardian lasers. Just don't have her calibrate the lasers, and you should be able to hear the sound. As soon as you clear out the enemies, that sound should be permeating everywhere. Now, when I hear these sounds, I try to walk my Commander Shepard around the level to try to pinpoint where it's coming from, and unfortunately, I can't pinpoint it from anywhere. I mean, it just seems like the whole level itself is emanating the sound. I don't know what it means, and why it's there. It's just a complete mystery to me. But since James Vega brought it up in Mass Effect 3, it seemed like there's some kind of significance to it. What is the significance? I don't know. So here's, let me go across the first one. It's on Horizon, either at the first or at the last part of the level. The second one is in the suicide mission when you pick your last squad and you get on the floating platforms. Once you clear out those enemies on those floating platforms, you have a console at the very end that you have to go activate to go in to see Mr. Reaper Larva. Do not do that. Just walk around the level and you should be able to hear the sound as soon as you clear out those enemies. And then, of course, the third one is in the Normandy Shuttle Bay in Mass Effect 3. So I'm going to play these in order: Horizon, then the Suicide Mission, and then the Normandy Shuttle Bay. So here we go. This is the floating platform. Now, the Shuttle Bay has a slightly different sound. It sounds like it's a blended sound, but you can still hear that warbling sound. And it's the same effect that they used in Mass Effect 2. It might be slightly different pitch, but where's the sound coming from? What's causing it? I have no idea. Now, this next part here may blow some of your minds. Now, a lot of you know about Harbinger saying, "Serve us." But did you know there are multiple serve us lines scattered throughout the entire game? I bet you didn't. I just found them this year. It was about the first quarter of this year when I started finding them, and I said, well, the first one happened on the Vancouver mission, right about the time where Commander Shepard and Anderson make their first jump across the beam. And I heard it, and I said, whoa, wait a minute. Did I just hear that? And then it started me looking for the rest of them. I felt like I was trying to find Waldo or some crap like that. So I'm going to play a sound effect for you in a moment, and it's going to be... it was right after Cortez's shuttle got shot down. Now, when this happened, it said "serve us." Right after Cortez's shuttle gets shot down, and Commander Shepard says "Steve," and they have their little conversation. Right about when that conversation ended, I heard "serve us," and then I thought, did I just hear that? And before I could even get that thought out of my mind, it said "serve us" again. I said, oh, hell no. It did not just double up on me. So I went into the pause menu, and I grabbed a sheet of paper and started writing that stuff down where the new location was, because I'd never had it happen that early on Earth. And when I did, while I was in the pause menu, it was playing other serve-us lines. So these are the different variations you can hear in real time or in cutscenes throughout the game. Most of the time they do not happen in firefights, but I can't tell you 100% that they will not happen in a firefight, because I believe it happened to me in my most recent playthrough. Well, not the current playthrough, but the previous one. So, you'll hear a "sir" line where it doesn't say "serve." It just says like "sir." That's all you get. And sometimes you'll hear that on Brannock, right after the Quarians fire the final barrage of cannon fire into the Reaper, and that Reaper staggering around. When it makes its screaming sound, somewhere embedded in there, you'll hear a "sir" line. It's the same effect. It just doesn't finish out the word "serve," and it doesn't say "us." The next one you will hear is a serve line. Now, sometimes you usually hear this one on Tachanka during the Genophage cutscene where Kal Ross grabs the Reaper the first time, and the Reaper's trying to get its balance, and just before it turns to knock Kal Ross off, you should hear it say serve, and then it knocks Kal Ross off of it. So usually in that cutscene, it's been pretty consistent. I have had that one have a serve, then a serve line, and then the one in Rannoch did not happen. So it doubled up on Tachanka for some unknown reason. I've heard as many as 3 on Vancouver, and I've heard at least 2, possibly 3 on when you get to London. I've never heard one on Manai, and I've never heard one on Thessia out of the 3 playthroughs now. I have played it. I'm working on a 4th playthrough this year, not trying to find all the sounds, but I have gotten past Manai, and it did not do it. So it's a good bet that once I get to Thessia, it won't do it either. Just know that they're scattered throughout the game. So you hear serve, serve, serve us. There's 3 different serve us lines, by the way, and I've got 2 of them recorded here during the pause menu. So you have 3 different serve us lines. One says serve us like Harbinger. The other one is more robotic sounding, and I have that one on here. And the other one has the Reaper growl. It's like the Reaper growl is embedded into serve us. It's a wicked one. That's the one they should have used for Harbinger, but I digress. So I'm going to play this for you, and have fun looking for these things.